Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So yesterday I got a tractor dropped off here, and it's not my tractor, tell you that much. I ain't been buying much lately, so yeah. Got my deer, took to the taxidermist this morning as well to get it all mounted up. Already got my meat back and whatnot. So yeah, but yesterday I got this 190 XT diesel dropped off. Customer states that it don't move. He took the shifter assembly off the top here, and the gears are gone. They look pretty poor in the pictures he sent me. It'd roll for a minute with the clutch in, and then I'd have to drag it and whatnot. But overall, it looks like a pretty nice tractor. It's been repainted, but he said it runs good. Oh, he also said that there's no brakes on it. But it's got good rubber on it, and yeah. So what I was told to do is put a transmission in this thing. So that's what we're gonna do. And instead of gutting the whole transmission and pulling the axles out or whatever to do the brakes, I got a 190 complete out there. So let me run out there real quick and I'll show you guys that one. Bam, made it out here pretty quick. So as you guys seen in a video a long time ago, I got them 3 190s in. The one I got running and driving, it's up there. And then I got this one in right here. So what the plan is, I was told that this tractor here has a good transmission in it. So what the plan is to yank this motor out of this tractor here, split that tractor right in half, bolt this rear end right up to that motor, and pray that the transmission is good and the brakes are good. So it's supposed to be 45 to 50 this week for the next 4 days. So I better get started on this. So first things first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this one up there, pull the motor out, get it stood up, and then split his, put his motor right onto this one, see what happens. I'm gonna have to swap the rear tires because I want to keep my good rear tires, and then take all the panels off for the floorboard and swap seats and so forth. So I better get started because this is gonna be I could probably get it all done in one day. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard, but it's already like 11 o'clock now, so it ain't gonna get all done today because it gets dark at 2 o'clock these days. So yeah, he don't really care about the paint, because this one's got a real bright orange on it, and that one's dull original paint, which would buff out and make it brighter, but not as bright as this paint. But that's the plan anyways. Pray it's good, and I can have his tractor back to him this weekend. Hopefully anyways. Hopefully the clutch is good and all whatnot in his tractor, and it'll be smooth. So I guess what I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna split it right here in this chopped up asphalt right in front of this 190 XT here, that needs to go to a new home. So I'm gonna push this, get the skid loader warmed up, because it's still a little, it's like 35 right now. So get the skid loader warmed up, move this one over a little bit, drag that one up here, get my tools all together, and get to tearing these things apart. So I guess I'll set you guys on the tripod and get to work. Look at that. Got more room now to put more junk. Alrighty, so I got the other 190 XT up here, pushed up here anyways. So I guess that means it's time to get started. So yeah, my plan right now is just split it in two, throw that rear end on this one, see what happens, and then change tires and whatnot. This tractor is missing the platform and the drawbar. Can't remember if there's anything else or not. I don't think there's anything else except for the front battery box lid there. This one also has some different steps on it, and then this one has some different steps on it as well. So I'm gonna have to talk to the customer see what he wants to do there. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. Got to swap seats, like I said. But I guess I'm gonna set you guys on time-lapse mode, get these side panels ripped off there, and start draining fluid, getting lines disconnected, and so forth. And then I guess getting her split. See if I can't get her split today. So I'll set you guys on a tripod and get to work. Alright, so if I can figure out how to speed up the video, then you guys will see me tearing the 190 apart, because someone ain't very smart and decided to play video or press film and not time-lapse. So it's a hour and a half long instead of 30 seconds long. But I got everything tore apart, all the lines on the pump, all the lines, everything, wires, and 4 bolts under there, fluids drained, got water all in the hydraulic oil. The rear end oil looks pretty good, but yeah, everything's disconnected, all the wires for the starter, fuel lines, fuel cables. Yeah, everything's disconnected, so hopefully I can figure out how to speed it up and you guys can see all that. But if not, well, I'm sorry. I'm just not very smart. So now I'm going to set you guys on the tripod, get the final bolt out of the front end, get some blocks and a jack out the rear end, and then pull the motor out with the skid loader, and then come over here and yank this motor out, which will be pretty easy after I get it sitting a little better, and then slap them together and possibly have her going tomorrow. So I'll set you guys on the tripod and get this tore apart. Alright guys, looky here. Got the motor out of the junk rear end. Got the motor out of the other rear end. Ready to slap them back together. Normally when you split a tractor, you put a new throwout bearing in and a new input shaft seal and a new rear engine seal in. But I honestly don't know if that rear end's good, so I think I'm just gonna slap it together and see what happens, because I was told it's good, so I'm hoping it's good. I'm gonna just trust the guy and go from there. So it's like 4:30 now. I'm gonna go hop in the deer stand, get back on this project tomorrow. But yeah, got the other rear end right over there, and pull a few parts off that. If this rear end's good, slap them on here, and then I need to buy lots of fluid, put in the rear end, and slap it all back together, hopefully. So I guess I'll pick you guys back up tomorrow when I get back to work on this tractor. Next day now. I've been out here working, and as you can tell, the clutch is all wet. I took it all apart and wiped it all down, cleaned it all up, so the inside's good now. And then over here I had to take these two hydraulic lines off because I left them on here, so didn't need them. Might as well take them off now before I go back together. But the clutch should be good now. There was also a bushing in there that I had to rip out, which went on the other shaft, but that shaft is wore out. So yeah, I guess now I am going to get in the skid loader and put them back together. What I have just noticed though is I'm missing the steering lines, so I'm gonna have to take them off the other rear end. That's just That's just great. All right, I'll set you guys on a tripod and get this thing slapped back together. As you guys saw in the time lapse, back on its own 4 legs. Finally got it back together, kinda anyways. Got those 4 frame rail bolts on, 4 bolts right down there in. Got some wires pulled to where they need to be and whatnot, and so forth. Need to hook all my hydraulic lines up and drive the steering lines off the other rear end so I can hook my steering up, which is down there, and then try to fire it up, see what happens. But for now, I'm gonna go cook me some Hello Fresh and come back out here in a minute. So after lunch, I came back out here and got all the hydraulic lines, suction tube, whatnot, everything hooked up on both sides. Got the steering lines off the other one, had to steal this line as well. Got them all hooked up, and then I completely spaced putting you guys on the tripod to fire it up and see if it moved or not. So I got it fired up and it moved, so that's a good start. Steering fluid finally got to the steering cylinder, and I had the 2 lines to the steering motor backwards. So I just got them flipped the right way, and then the throttle linkage for some reason is yeah, the throttle linkage is froze. I mean, this is moving, but it's not moving up here at the injection pump. So I'm gonna have to rob the one off the other one, get that swapped out. But I think for now, I'm gonna set you guys back on the tripod and well, clean my bolts off first, set you guys on the tripod, and then throttle it up a little bit and see if it holds gear or not. And if it does, I guess I'll wash it, put it back together. So I'll set you guys on a tripod and see what happens. So I just took the tractor down the hill in 5th gear. It didn't pop out, so that's a good thing. I had to rig up a throttle lever, as you can see, zip ties. Because yeah, the throttle lever ain't working, but I think I can steal that off the other one and go from there. But yeah, it didn't pop 5th gear. I'm having a problem keeping it in low, but that's just something I can figure out real quick. So I guess the brakes are good too. They said the brakes were shot on the other rear end. The brakes are good on this one. So I guess I'm gonna see what I gotta swap rear tires and stuff, but I'm gonna send him a picture of it and see if he wants the fenders on there too, because as you can tell, it ain't gonna match at all. Because this is just way too bright orange paint. And this is what it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna send him a picture, see what he wants to do, or if he wants to do it himself, and go from there. So I guess I'm yeah, I guess get to swapping parts and whatnot, and then it needs a real good wash for sure. The rear end's all nasty. Looks like I got a leak under there too, so that needs addressed. And yeah, so I guess I'll maybe set you guys on the tripod and get some stuff changed, or get it done off camera and pick you guys up later. So as you guys saw in the last clip, freaking 190 ran and drove. So yeah, that's a good sign. Ran and drove it down and up a hill in 3rd or 5th gear, or whatever you want to call it. Didn't pop out. That's the gear known to pop out of, and it didn't pop out, so must be a good transmission. So that's good, but the clutch needs adjusted, and it's adjusted all the way. So it's got to be split again to adjust the pressure plate. But the customer came back, looked at the tractor, just said go ahead, throw a new clutch in it. So I'm gonna split it again, order a new clutch, and all the seals, replace all that. So it should be ready to go. And then he also wanted to change the fenders and the fuel tank. And I said it's probably gonna be easy. It's just to rip the whole platform off and go all in one go, instead of just doing the fenders and the fuel tank. So that's what we're doing. So this one's still on for now, just because the tractor runs and drives. So if I need to move it, I can move it. But here's his rear end, and here's the platform. Got it all off there already. It didn't take too terribly long. I gotta hop in the skid loader here in a few before it falls off the forks. But platform is off of his rear end, so now I just need to yank his tires off, and then his rear end is ready to go out there. Get his top link off too, and the PTO cover, because on this rear end there's no PTO cover. But so the next step is to get this platform loose and yanked off there, and then put his on here, which is kind of good, not swapping the whole platform, because on this rear end there's a leak right under here. I think it's one of these lines on one of them outlets. It's pretty good that we're swapping the platforms, but yeah, so it runs and drives. That's great news. I'm glad the guy didn't lie to me and say transmission was good when it wasn't. He told the truth, and it's a good transmission. So it's great news. And then the customer's rear end, this gear is shot. And then if you probably can't see down in there, you can't see down in there, but there's a gear right under this gear, and it is just wore to nothing. So that's why it wouldn't go into gear drive or anything because that bottom gear wore down to nothing. It wouldn't grab. So that's why I didn't even try to fire the tractor up when it arrived to see anything, because he had showed me pictures and whatnot. So I knew it was trashed. So really the only good stuff left on this is a high-low clutch pack, which is right in there. Split it right there. It's right in there. Grab it, and then the 3-point assembly in the cylinders. And then the rest is scrap metal. PTO shaft too, I guess. But the rest is scrap. So here today, Thanksgiving Day, I'm gonna get the tires ripped off his rear end here. Might switch them out today. Not sure yet, but the platform's gonna wait another day or two. Probably yank it off and then power wash everything real good while it's off there. But probably gonna make a part 2 of this video, because it's probably pretty long by now, because we still gotta swap tires, platforms, and then split it again and put a new clutch in it. So that could be a whole nother video. So yeah, I guess I'm getting it off today's video here. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button for me, and I guess stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.